So I thought I'd do a little video in order to talk about the new Nintendo announcement, the Nintendo Labo. For those who aren't aware, Nintendo has launched a new project for the Nintendo Switch, which consists of cardboard constructions that players can build and use with the Switch's Joy-Con controllers in order to play many sorts of different mini-games and game concepts, which use the Joy-Con detection features to be played. So obviously, people are going all sorts of insane over this announcement. How dare Nintendo release a product that's not in line with the usual strategy from game companies in general? Are they mad? Why are people going to pay so much for cardboard? I've seen so much vitriol and rage thrown around without a proper understanding of the subject that I'd like to go into a little bit. As we all know, recently game companies have put quite a lot of effort into VR technology. The tech required to detect human movements on a 3D space keeps getting more and more funding, so that VR experiences can move beyond simplistic 3D shooting galleries and achieve innovative gameplay designs. Thing is, VR sets are usually quite expensive and will set you back around $500, provided you own the system required to play it. We also have to take into account that the game selection for these VR sets is also quite slim. Aside from a few experiences, most games amount to wacky physics tech demos and shooting. Back in the old days, if you wanted to provide experiences that no other game medium could, you'd find those at the arcade. Stuff like dance mats, light guns, entire representations of vehicles, and much more could provide a unique gameplay experience for just a quarter. When arcades died due to consoles overtaking their popularity and online multiplayer surpassing local multiplayer, most experiences seemed locked to one single standard. This one. Players could buy peripherals such as guitars, dance mats, and light guns to play specific games, but these were all quite limited what they could achieve. Nintendo eventually came up with a solution for this stagnation by providing people with a completely different gameplay experience through the Wii console. The controller, detecting the player movement rather than just button input, managed to once again stimulate the arcade experience of providing a new standard of control for players, and then marketed to the whole family. Although using existing and cheap technology, the Wii Remote standard set by Nintendo was so popular that it was eventually replicated by major companies and became the standard for VR controllers. Fast forward to 2017. The Switch launches with great success. People are able to carry a couch co-op experience everywhere, and the attachable controllers are a great way to make sure everyone can play. But there's more to them. Each Joy-Con includes an accelerometer and a gyroscope for motion tracking. They also have features such as infrared sensors, haptic feedback through HD Rumble, and others. So in short, each controller has a multitude of functions that can work as a brain for many peripherals that can be constructed around them in many different ways. But even plastic peripherals can cost a lot of money. When Google introduced their own VR tool, they made it so people could insert their own smartphone into a cardboard viewer and experience VR using the phone's own features. This became a cheap solution to have anyone with a mobile phone to experience VR on their own. Simply put your smartphone into the cardboard viewer. Nintendo is doing the exact same thing. By experimenting with a multitude of different peripherals, they're making it so that players are able to use completely different input methods of movement for all kinds of games, with peripherals that cost close to nothing to manufacture. The cost that Nintendo's placing on the first products is a bit steep in my opinion, but the product itself seems an amazingly intelligent bet to research peripherals and provide gameplay experiences never before possible at the lowest manufacturing cost. This means that indie developers and companies without much of a development budget can provide new and innovative experiences, while at the same time giving children a chance to create their own peripherals, controllers, by cutting, assembling, and coloring them as they like. Nintendo Labo is not an amazing high-tech venture with never-before-seen technology. It's a smart way to move forward in developing new forms of gameplay and tech, and provide it to the largest possible audience.